This video is a documentary exploring the science behind effective learning. We're going to look at some fundamental principles of psychology that can significantly boost your ability to learn new things quickly and retain information for longer. At its core, learning is about change. Changes in our behavior, our understanding, and even the physical structure of our brains. Understanding this process helps us optimize our approach to acquiring knowledge and skills. One of the most crucial aspects is attention. We can't learn something if we're not paying attention to it. In today's world, with so many distractions, cultivating focus and concentration is a major challenge. Our working memory, which is like the mental workspace where we hold and manipulate information, has a limited capacity. If we overload it with too much information at once, it becomes difficult to process and encode the information effectively. That's why chunking information, breaking it down into smaller, more manageable pieces, is so helpful. For instance, instead of trying to memorize a long string of numbers, you might group them into sets of 3 or 4. This testing behavior can show up in a few different ways. She might suddenly reappear on social media, posting things that seem almost intentional. Maybe a picture that reminds you of a shared experience, or a quote that feels like a direct message. She might reach out through mutual friends, casually asking about you, or she might even try to initiate a conversation, seemingly out of the blue. It can be confusing, and it can be tempting to fall back into old patterns, to respond, to explain, to justify yourself. But that's exactly what she wants you to do. That's the trap. Why does she do this? Well, from a psychological perspective, it's about control and validation. When you cut off contact, you're removing a source of validation for her. She's used to getting your attention, your reactions, your reassurance. Without that, she might feel a loss of power. This testing is her way of regaining some control, of seeing if she can still elicit a response, if she can still trigger a reaction from you. And in a way, it's also a test of your resolve. She's trying to see if you're genuinely able to walk away, or if you're still hung up on the possibility of reconciliation. This is where Stoicism comes in. Stoicism isn't about suppressing your emotions. It's about understanding them and responding to them with reason and virtue. One of the core principles of Stoicism is focusing on what you can control, your thoughts, your actions, your reactions, and accepting what you cannot control. Her behavior, her feelings, her choices. You can't control whether she tests you, but you can control how you respond to it. The key is to remain detached. Don't get drawn into her games. Don't analyze every message, every post, every interaction. Don't let her actions dictate your emotions. Instead, focus on your own goals and values. It's about not being desperate for her approval. It's about demonstrating that you are comfortable with your own company and that you have a full and meaningful life. This scarcity creates value. When you aren't constantly seeking validation, you become more desirable. You're not chasing after attention, you're radiating it through your own presence and authenticity. You are self-sufficient and independent and have your own goals and ambitions. This isn't a quick fix or a manipulative tactic. It's a long-term strategy that requires self-awareness, emotional intelligence, and a commitment to personal growth. It requires intentionality in your interactions and a willingness to be present in the moment. It's about focusing on being the best version of yourself rather than trying to be someone you're not. It's building a foundation of trust and respect that can support a lasting connection. However, this approach doesn't fully address the complexities of modern dating. The rise of dating apps and the constant availability of potential partners has created a new set of challenges. Many people struggle to discern genuine interest from superficial engagement, and the pressure to conform to societal expectations can make it difficult to maintain authenticity. Furthermore, the script doesn't fully explore the role of cultural differences in how men and women communicate and express interest. This awareness allows us to learn from our mistakes and to refine our approach. It also allows us to appreciate how far we've come. Gratitude plays a significant role, focusing on what we have rather than what we lack. This fosters a sense of contentment and resilience. Now, while we've touched on many aspects of overcoming challenges, there's one area that often remains largely unexplored: the impact of societal pressures. We've talked about individual resilience, but the weight of expectations from family, friends, and even society at large can be a tremendous burden. The constant comparison to others, the pressure to achieve certain milestones, can create immense stress and hinder our ability to truly define our own success. Understanding and navigating these external pressures is a crucial piece of the puzzle that deserves further attention. Additionally, the role of systemic inequalities and limitations in creating barriers to success is an area that requires deeper investigation. These are complex issues that require a multifaceted approach, not just individual willpower. So, what's the takeaway? The path to success isn't about avoiding challenges, it's about embracing them as opportunities for growth. It's about developing resilience, cultivating a growth mindset, and never giving up on our dreams. It's about finding meaning and purpose in our lives and surrounding ourselves with supportive people. It's a journey of continuous adaptation, learning, and improvement. We've touched on these aspects, but a deeper dive into these individual factors is needed. So, take these techniques, adapt them to your own relationship, and start experimenting. Pay attention to her responses, communicate openly, and most importantly, enjoy the journey of discovery. If you found this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe for more videos on intimacy, relationships, and personal growth. Let's continue to explore the beautiful and complex world of human connection. Thank you for watching.